Hello everyone, and welcome back to my shop. Let's see, today we're going to work on this battery cover, this really excellent shape battery cover that I rediscovered in the GMC. I've already sanded it down. I've put some rust encapsulant on it. Now I'm going to paint it. I think I said I was going to paint it black, but I've decided I'm going to paint it the hammered brown, since I've got plenty of that. That'll match the rest of the interior, because it is going to go into the Chevy. Alright, let's see if we can put this in. Alright. Trying to do it one-handed here. I got him open, got him pressed down in all corners. I may need two hands, I don't know, we'll see. Got him down, and he's locked, he's in. Oh, how about that? He's in. Alright, this is the 180 thermostat I'm going to be putting in the Chevy, the 235. And let's see, I don't know if you can read that, but it states 180 there. This is the thermostat I actually used for break-in of the 235 when I had it on the run stand. Another thing to point out, some people, you may have heard of the term jiggle pin in these thermostats. And this right here is a built-in jiggle pin. You see how it's loose there? And let's see if you can see in the top here. Here's the top part right there. Okay. All right, what this does is when you have this installed and you're filling your system with antifreeze, air can get stuck or lodged in the engine block, and the antifreeze, once it fills up, it'll get to a point and then it sort of compresses against the air, and that air keeps enough of the antifreeze from totally filling the block. All right, and the antifreeze will not pass this closed thermostat and go up and through the radiator hose into the radiator. Now that's when you're filling it, when it's cold. What this jiggle pin does, and here it is it allows the air to escape past the thermostat and into the radiator and out the vent, and that allows your fluid to fill all the way up to the bottom, to fill the block all the way up to the bottom of the thermostat here. This 216 and this 235, when I picked it up for rebuild, both of them had 160 thermostats in them. So, there we go. All right, this is the 180. Now he goes down in there right like that. And then I'm going to put the gasket over top it just like that and center it. Alright. Okay, I thought I had recorded getting that thermostat bolted back in. But we've got the gas line reattached here to the fuel filter. 5/8 wrench. And the two bolts that connect the, I call it the gooseneck. Thermostat housing to the lower thermostat housing on the head here, and I've got the upper hose clamp reconnected, and she's ready for the antifreeze. Thermostat still hasn't opened yet. We're almost to the 8 of the 180. be opening real shortly. Starting to crack open. I'm seeing a little smoke. It's getting warm. It's on the 8 of 180 now. And it's open. Good. But it's hot. So it opened at 180. Okay, we're going to try some new bulbs here, LED twin color bulbs. That's the name on them. That's what they look like. What they're supposed to are the equivalent of an 1157. What they're supposed to do is low power parking light, high power amber turn signal. So let's see what happens here. We sure blinks fast. No bleed over. Front door, rear. There you go. All right, here's what's the draft tube that came off the 216. What I did before I went on vacation, I sanded it down, primed it, and painted it gloss black so it'll look pretty good. And I cut off the end of the draft tube that would actually go down underneath the engine. And I'll explain that a little further. And I ordered these grommets here. All right, here's the grommets. I only wanted one, but got two. It's 6379, Mr. Gasket. And this is what the grommet looks like here. Now he'll insert right here. Okay. Makes a pretty good seal. And I ordered this PCV, which is a V237. It's got a small and a large port. I've just plugged the small, and he'll install in there like that. I'm not going to put it all the way in just yet because it can be hard to get back out. All right, and so that's him. And then I've got the line that I had on the 216. I'm going to run it over. All right, right now I am running the stock standard draft tube, and you can see here, there's the tube and there's the down rod, and it's you look down there. You can see it extends down. You can see actually on top of my my tie rod down there that their oil does drip out of that tube. There's a deflector plate in the bottom. There's some baffles in it to try to keep the oil in it, but that oil will go out with the air because when the air is moving pretty quick, it's going to pull stuff with it. So we're going to remove that draft tube, install that modified one I have in its place, and wrap a air line around, and I'm going to tee it into the vacuum line that goes to my wipers. So anyway, here we go. There we go. All right, now we're going to see how I'm going to fit it in there. Let's see. I can spin him when I get him down. See if how he'll look that way. Is there room? Yeah. Okay, I may just do it that way. That way the oil that does splash up will be higher. This side will be higher. Now, if I have to go to that other PCV valve, I'll have to spin it some, but we're going to put it about right there. All right. And that's about where I want him, right? Yeah. All right. Rubber mallet. And he's in. All right. And we may, do I want to bring him around the back side like that? Or bring him around like that? We'll bring him around like that. All right. All right. And remember, that small one is already capped. All right. Pull that off. And basically, we're done. Fire in the hole. Alright, now let's see what the wipers do. And they work. So the PCV valve is not taking more than we need. Very good. That was the main test. Alright, here's the bypass oil filter assembly. This is the T that goes into the block that your oil pressure gauge will connect to here, and this end will go into the block, and this angle here will go into the block and the line to it. All right. Here's the U-joints that will not work, that bolted to the stock 216 single barrel manifold. So that's what I got to come up with. Is a bolt up method. All right, there's a static fit. It'll have to go about right there in order to for the lines to reach. Been a little busy with the bypass oil filter. I sanded it down, primed up the canister, and I primed and painted the lid. Now I had some black for the lid. I don't have any yellow. I am going to repaint it yellow. That's what it was originally. Here he is, getting a coat of yellow. Finally. After mucho fine tuning, we've got him in there. If you can, I don't know if you can see, we'll move that vacuum line, but I've got about almost ½ inch clearance on the inner fender well. And the other place where I was having a problem getting clearance was around that throttle rod right here. Okay, and I reversed the bolts and I've got it. So just enough, okay. And I use this smaller clamp. Now I've got it at a slant. I had to do that to get the clearance down there, so it's not perfectly square, but that's okay. And I've got enough line to reach both connections, because that's roughly where it was mounted on the 216. So anyway, now we get to where we'll hook the lines up. All right, I don't know if you can see it, but that plug right there that I'm pointing at with my magnet reversed is the return from the bottom of the canister. And by routing my line around, I can clear the exhaust. And right there is where I've got to install the T, right here where I'm pointing here. I've got to install the T and disconnect. That's the gauge line, oil line, pressure line right there. We'll be connecting him to it, and then the other lead of the T will go into the top of the canister here. All right. All right, I was able to break it loose with the vice grips, and I'm being able to turn it with this wrench. This is one of them cases where it would have been a whole lot better if I'd have done this before I put the engine in, but you know how it is. Okay, that's a very valuable plug. I need to keep that so I can plug the 216. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to thread that 90 in. Well, let me see. I got the line, the drain line down there. Right there. Yeah. That way I can get around that front. I can get around that front tail exhaust pipe. Okay. Yeah, I got him barely started. That's oil resistant Teflon tape I've got on it. That should thread right in there. I'm gonna need 2 hands. Just in case. So that means I got to get him already threaded. And up here at the top. All right. Moment of truth. Here we go. The T I installed. Oh, I'm seeing oil pissing out of it. Bad. Yeah. Alright, shut them off. Well, it looks like the cinch connector down there on the bottom is stripped it out. Now, I thought it stripped out the top one, so I reversed the cable, and so it stripped it out while I was attempting to tighten him up too. So I'm either going to have to order another kit, which I don't need the full kit, or see if I can't get a line made up local. I may try that. So anyway, and those pipes are it's too hot to really work around it right now. So anyway, that's where we're at. All right, $20 later, a new line. And this time I've got a flex coupler at one end. So let's see what happens now. All right, here we go again. Let's see what happens. Still pegging the gauge at 30, that's good at idle. The little fitting going to the oil pressure gauge is a little loose, that's what I just tightened up. Alright, I know it's pressurized the canister by now. There's a lot more pressure going through that bypass oil filter than what there was on the 216. So I was kind of concerned about this holding and appearance sealing, but it is. And I'm looking down there at that T-fitting now. There's the T-fitting. It's a little wet at the top. I'm making put a little bit more tightening on that oil pressure gauge line. So far, alright, he seems to be doing good. He's good. Down there at the bottom. Now that's low pressure oil that goes drains back into the sump. This is the higher pressure side basically, so this is where I want to keep an eyeball peeled for now. But so far, we're doing good. Alright, well there she is. One bypass oil filter installed. So the last two modifications that I did to the 216 I have now moved over to the 235. A good argument could be made that I should have done these when I first had the engine rebuilt, when I rebuilt it and had it sitting on the run stand where I could get to everything real easy, but you know, I just had to get it running and get it in. So anyway, you all enjoyed that little compilation of part 3. You got a bad bump coming. If I hit that thing too hard, it'll pop my my hood. But I hope you enjoyed that part 3 compilation. And actually, I've got some more I can do. And you know, if there's interest, I'll do a part 4. But anyway, so if you're still here with me, I'm going to thank you for watching. I hope everything's going good with you and yours. Everything's going good here. Can't complain, and I'm not going to complain. Just going to take care of the business. So anyway, have a good one. See you around on the next one.